Hi, everyone. One of the most common questions I hear from families right now is this: can ESA funds be used for social skills curriculum? The short answer is, in many states, yes, but there are some important details that families should understand so they can make good decisions and stay within their program guidelines. In this video, I'm going to explain how ESA programs typically work, where social skills curriculum fits, and what families should look for when choosing educational materials. First, let's quickly talk about what education savings accounts, or ESAs, actually are. An ESA is a state-funded education program that allows families to use allocated education funds for approved educational expenses. Instead of those funds directly going to a public school, they go into an account that families can use to purchase approved learning materials, curriculum, tutoring, or other educational supports, depending on the program. Many ESA programs allow families to purchase instructional materials that support skill development, including areas like social emotional learning, executive functioning, and life skills. Another question families sometimes have is whether social skills really need to be taught directly. Many people assume that social skills will just develop naturally as children grow up. And for some children, that does happen fairly easily through everyday experiences. But for many students, especially students with learning differences, communication challenges, ADHD, autism, or other developmental differences, social skills are not always intuitive. Things that might seem obvious to one child can be very complex for another. For example, understanding how to join a conversation, how to recognize when someone is feeling frustrated, how to handle a change in plans, or how to respond when something doesn't go the way you expected. Those are all skills that involve multiple layers of thinking. Students are often expected to figure these things out on their own just by watching other people. But observation alone isn't always enough. Many children benefit from clear explanations, modeling, and repeated practice to understand what's expected in different situations. This is where structured instruction can be very helpful. A social skills curriculum can break down situations that might otherwise feel confusing and help students understand things like what different emotions look like, how to start or continue a conversation, how to solve small social problems, how to manage frustration or disappointment, or how to follow routines and expectations. When students see these skills explained clearly and demonstrated through examples, it gives them a framework they can use in real-life situations. Over time, with repetition and practice, these skills can become more natural and easier to apply in everyday interactions. For many families, having structured materials that teach these skills can make a huge difference in helping their child feel more confident navigating social situations, both at home and in the community. If you're considering using ESA funds for social skills curriculum, here are a few things that can be helpful to look for. First, materials that have a clear skill focus. It should be obvious what the child is learning. Second, resources that use simple, clear language, so the concepts are easy to understand. Third, programs that include visual examples or modeling, because many learners understand skills better when they can see them demonstrated. And finally, curriculum that allows for repetition and practice, since social and life skills often develop through repeated exposure. For families who are using ESA programs, it's very important to choose materials from approved vendors, depending on how your state program works. For example, families in Arizona and Arkansas can access social story source curriculum. I've linked those state pages below if you'd like to explore that option. Every ESA program has its own guidelines. So if you're unsure whether social skills curriculum qualifies in your state, it's always a good idea to check directly with your ESA program or review their approved vendor list. Many families are discovering that ESAs can support much more than traditional academics. They can also support the development of the communication, social, and life skills that help children thrive. Thanks for watching. And if you're interested in learning more about social skills instruction, social stories, or supporting independence and emotional development, I'll be sharing more videos soon. Stay tuned.